All right, this question is from Pat Aiken.
Hi.
All right, this is for everyone. Have you ever been to a haunted house attraction, and if so, what was your favorite?
Osprey apparently does sleepovers.
I've done a couple. So I did the Chad Lindbergh had a show, Ghost Hunting something with Chad Lindbergh probably. And we went to Boston, this like super haunted place, and we were there like past midnight, and we're just there to like see if we could find ghosts. I did it. Like I was in a room by myself, and I was just like, I'm like, all right, hey, if anyone's out there.
Sorry, I really want to know if they were like super Boston-y ghosts.
I was probably.
You're like falling asleep, it's like, say hi to your mother for me.
I would have loved that. That might have actually freaked me out. But no, like nothing. I was just
Folks from Southeast?
no, nothing on that sort. And then one other time, I went to a haunted house in Dallas. And I don't know if you know about Dallas, but there's like a lot of Indian burial sites in Dallas. And so this was like early days of Supernatural. I was doing, I think, my second convention in Dallas. And I did this little contest, and I was taking 3 fans to like dinner and this like haunted house thing. And I bought these tickets online, and we were supposed to meet like the tour guide at the dinner place. We went. It was so unorganized. I'm like, what's going on? I went to the restaurant. I'm like, hey, we're doing this thing that I bought this package for. He's like, oh yeah, just sit down and have dinner. And I'm like, okay, like there's a tour portion. Like, you know, who's supposed to take us on the tour? He's like, maybe talk to that guy. And he pointed this like bearded guy at the bar, and I went for. I'm like, hey, we're here for the tour. And he's like, all right, just give me 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, this is weird. And then we're just like sitting there waiting. We had finished our dinner, and then like he gets up and he just like, all right, follow me. And he takes us, and we follow him into an alleyway. And I'm like, this is really weird. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what's gonna happen. But he takes us back, the back way into this haunted house. So
I don't like the story.
It's weird. It was weird. So we go into the back of a haunted house. So it's an active haunted house, and it's closed, right? So we're going in there, and we go in, and Rob Zombie music's playing for some reason. We're like, someone like didn't turn that off. He like tries to find the thing to turn it off. He's like, I can't figure it out. And like, he's like, okay, so like we're just gonna use like cell phone light. So you know, just turn on your lights if you want to see. And he takes us on a tour of this closed haunted house, and he tells us like ghost stories about how this haunted house is actually haunted. Right, so we're walking through like a haunted house, like hands everywhere, creepy like figures, and he's telling like, oh yeah, so like someone died there, and you know, like it was this weird like gang-related thing, and then he tells all these stories of like, oh yeah, like you gotta be careful on this stairway, like we're actually not allowed to go there, but I'll take you guys. You know, and I couldn't tell if he was like playing it up, if he was an actor or not. But he was like, yeah, so like the last tour that we took here, you know, they just felt like someone pushed someone down the stairs, you know, and so like there was a story of like someone that used to work here, and he would just tell us all these ghost stories and like talking about these orbs that we're supposed to like take photos everywhere, and it was really creepy. And I was like waiting for something to happen because there was just 3 of us or 4 of us and 1 cell phone light. And then by the end of the tour, you know, Rob Zombie music's still playing. Like he leaves us back in that alley, and he's like, all right, that's it. And he just walks off and never found out his name or anything.
This guy's like a drifter murderer. I can't figure out, well, the worst part about it, he like finished the tour and he's like, I don't actually work here.
I mean, it might have been.
That's what it feels like.
But I think the scariest thing is because we were anticipating something happening at any moment. It just never did. It was just like kind of a lovely tour that was super weird.
Halloween's a much bigger deal in America. Britain's catching up now, but it's a much bigger deal here. And I'd never been on a haunted hayride, and there was one last year in Los Angeles, and I specifically asked, can I go on my first haunted hayride? And I was really surprised that when you actually get on the back of the trucks, there's actually hay. You sit in hay, there's no seats, it's just you sit in hay.
Sorry, just curious, what were you expecting?
I don't know.
No judgment,
It
just
was
curious.
just much more literal. expected, and I pretty much was the only person that didn't get scared.
But actually, do you expect like other people to be in there to say hey to you? Hey!
Expected maybe like some seats and maybe like it was actually more basic. Like, do you know what I mean? And I like people were like, oh, it's really scary. You got to be, have your wits about you. And I was literally the only person that didn't get any jump scares whatsoever. And Rob, he peed himself.
I love Rob.
He was like, you'll be okay, you'll be okay. You can imagine.
I can absolutely imagine.
When I go on a haunted hayride, I expect two things: hay and friendly people.
So there weren't like even any seats, this is really good. There weren't even any seats like under the hay?
No, it's just the back of a trailer and like hay.
Yeah, like bales and hay.
Not even bales, because bales you could sit on were solid. You're just sitting on the ground with hay around you.
This was loose hay.
Yeah, loose.
What kind of hayride is that?
Do you know what else?
Alright,
Parking was a freaking nightmare.
I feel like you guys went on like the broke ass hayride.
We had VIP tickets.
You got absolutely rinsed.
Parking was a nightmare. You've been to DragonCon?
Yeah.
We have time for one more quick
Last
question.
question, and this one is for Alexander.